Okay, Chapter 2, Section 1, Writing and Graphing Inequalities. So starting off, an inequality is a math sentence or a math statement that compares expressions. Inequalities do not have an equal sign. So instead of an equal sign, we have an inequality symbol. And there's four different inequality symbols. There's less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. You'll notice that the less than is the caret facing left, but then the equal to is that little line underneath it, okay? So you can think about it as there's really two symbols with sometimes having the equal to. That's kind of the way that I think about that. There's two symbols, the greater than and the less than, but then sometimes they have the equal to symbol underneath it. In grade school, in middle school, we're taught about these, and a lot of the times the analogy of the alligator eats the bigger number is said, and that's true. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see which number is bigger, but like if we have, I don't know, 5 is less than 7, right? 5 is less than 7. The alligator here, it opens up to the bigger number, to 7, right? The alligator eats the bigger number. That rule still applies. All right, number 1, translate to words. So here we have an inequality, a math statement listed, and we're going to translate it into words. So we have 5 is greater than x. So I'm going to say 5 is greater than x. Oops. Now, if you wanted to, you can swap the 5 and the x in there, right? And we're going to need to do that for some of the problems later on. I'm going to swap that. I'm going to have my x on the left, my 5 on the right. Now here we have to decide which direction does the alligator open up to. Originally, the 5 was what it opened up to, so it still has to be the 5, right? You'll notice that it swapped directions. Now whenever I write my statement, I'm going to say x is less than 5, right? It's kind of like the reverse of what we wrote in blue. Number 2, translate into math. X is less than or equal to, so we're going to need that line, 6. So x is less than or equal to 6. All right, it's that easy. All right, a solution to an inequality. A value or values that make the inequality true, right? A solution to an inequality, we have solutions to regular math problems with an equal sign, right? We have our x equals blah. Here we have that same thing. Let me read the next word. Maybe we'll be able to explain it. A solution set is the group of all solutions. So if I end up getting as my answer, and this would be an example of an answer, like x is greater than 10, right? That might be a solution set. A singular solution would be like x is 11, right? Because x is 11 is bigger than 10, right? So a solution is more of like just looking at a single value, whereas a solution set is looking at a bunch of them. Let's look at number 3. Is -3 a solution? So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in -3, and we're going to see if it works out. We're going to see if it's a true statement. So we have -3 minus 5 is greater than -9. 5, 6, 7, 8, this is -8, is greater than -9. Is -8 bigger than -9? And this one's kind of weird to see. If we were to draw a number line here, we'd have -8, and then we'd have -9. This one is going to be true. Right? Would you rather have a bank statement that says that you have -$8 or -9? Well, you'd rather have -8. There's more money there. Even though it's negative money, there's more of it there. Number B, we've got 2.5 times -3 is less than or equal to 7. Well, 2.5 times -3, what's that going to be? 5, 6, 7.5, -7.5. is less than or equal to 7. Well, negative is less than or equal to positive, right? If you can ignore the actual numbers and look, well, there's a negative, and then that one has nothing, so it's positive. Well, the negative is less than the positive. Well, yeah, this is true. Okay? An example of a not true statement would be something like 9 is greater than 10, right? Obviously, 9 is not bigger than 10, right? Hopefully we know that. Graphing an inequality. Whenever we graph an inequality, it shows the solution set on a number line. Whenever we graph it, we either use an open circle or a closed circle. And pay attention to this because this is something that we can easily mess up. An open circle is used with greater than or less than. So like that or that. A closed circle is used with greater or less than or equal to, and that's the big thing here. So it would be one of those symbols. All right. We'll apply that in some of the next problems. Actually, I don't know if it's in, nope, it'll be in the next lesson. We'll look at number 4. Right here, we can actually look at the open circle, closed circle. Part A, it says describe each inequality, is 6 a solution? So first we're going to write what the inequality is. So it tells us that we start off at 6, so the number 6 is going to be used, and x is going to be used, and we need to say, is x bigger than or smaller than 6? Well, the arrow, the black arrow here, points to the right, to the bigger numbers. So x is going to be bigger than 6, and it's a closed circle, right? Look at part B for just a second. If you look right here, that's an open circle. This is a closed circle. That's what I mean by open and closed. So since A has a closed, we're going to put another line there. So that's the inequality. And then it says, is 6 a solution? We're going to say yes. Or we'll say 6 is a solution. That's what that closed circle means. It means that that number is included, right? X is greater than or equal to, so or equal to. Part B, we're going to have an X, we're going to have a 6. Again, in part B, it faces to the right. So X is bigger than, so X is greater than. But this time, we look at our circle, it's an open circle. So it's not going to have the or equal to. So in this one, 6 is not a solution. Okay? If we were to have, I don't know on here, I don't know if I can draw this well enough, 6.01, that would be a solution. But plain old 6, that's where the open circle is. And it doesn't include that. All right, that is section 1. Good luck on the homework, and let me know if you have any issues.